Well, good evening. It is Wednesday, March 22nd. Welcome to today's episode of Bronco Nation Live. I'm your host, Jordan Parker, joined by two of my very favorite colleagues, Laura Zielinski and London Reeves. We are so excited to have all of you here tonight. See a bunch of familiar faces in the house. We got Julian Hall, Ultra Nation, Tahoe Traveler, Tim Bartz, Richard Ortega, Dirk Connor, Stephen Rapp, Robert Park, Traveler, Technical Disasters, Chris Burr, and so many more. Thank you all so much for joining us on this fine Wednesday toward the end of March. Can't believe it is already almost the end of March and almost April, but that means lots of events are coming up. We've got a very exciting event season ahead of us where we hope to see a ton of you across the nation in your Broncos. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it and start talking about events. This past weekend, Laura and I traveled down to Rodeo Texas to have our very first Bronco Nation Takeover Day at an off-rodeo location. And joining us are two special guests, my adoptive Bronco parents and Laura's adoptive Bronco parents, who joined us on this fine day in the Texas Hill Country to experience Bronco off-rodeo for the very first time, hang out with us, and enjoy an awesome meetup afterwards. So everybody, welcome to the program, Bonnie and Steve Jacobs.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
welcome.
Bonnie and Steve,
How's everybody doing? Good. How are y'all doing?
How are you? Well, it's great to see you guys virtually. We've seen you a couple times in person now, which is always a blast. But it is super exciting to have you on the live stream to talk a little bit about off-rodeo, share your experience on Bronco Nation Takeover Day. So I'm going to turn it over to London. Not London. I'm turning it over to Laura, sorry, to talk to you guys a little bit about that.
Of course. So we were joking in the forums, and we were telling Steve and Bonnie beforehand, people were expecting Orlando Bloom when I said we had some special guests coming in, and we have better than Orlando Bloom. No offense to Orlando. We have Bonnie and Steve Jacobs. They have been members with us. Steve especially since August 2020. He's been with us in the Bronco Nation forums, and then Bonnie just joined us last week. So thank you for becoming a member too, Bonnie. We're proud to have the whole household there. Minus, I hear you've got some farm animals around you, so we'll work on those ones too.
Yes,
but we're glad to have you two as our members, and glad to have you at Off Rodeo. So why don't we tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into Bronco, your history with Bronco, what made you get into the 6 gens, and we'll go from there.
Well, mostly my very first Bronco was my only other Bronco was a 1984 XLT that my dad gave me for my birthday, actually, back in 1999, I believe it was. And at that time, we were moving from another property to this property, and the motor had went out on it. So I found a guy who would buy it for a pretty good sum of money for a vehicle without an engine, and ended up selling it to him. In fact, he still owns that Bronco, so I get to see it from time to time. I'm glad it went to a good home. But ever since then, I was waiting for a new Bronco. I would say multiple times that if Ford ever brought the Bronco back, I was going to be the first in line to get one. So 2004 came along and got my hopes up, and then nothing happened. So, and then it wasn't until 2017 came around when we actually got notice that the Bronco was for sure coming back. So ever since then, was just waiting for the time to order one. And of course, I didn't order first day, first hour. I ordered several days later because I didn't know which one I wanted at the time. So
he was procrastinating.
Was actually, Bonnie told me, would you just order the darn thing? Because, I just kept not putting it off, but I couldn't make up my mind. So.
And how much input did you have, Bonnie? Were you choosing color or trim, or were you just letting him have fun with it?
I decided to let him have fun with it because he really wanted a Bronco, and I was like, you know what, get what you want, make sure it's everything that you want, because I don't want no regrets. And then when the time was, lagging for it coming in, and then they offered the Everglades, then I was like, okay, you have to jump on that one. You have to get that because it has the color you want. So I'm glad he decided to do that.
I think
so tell us a little bit more about that Everglades.
So, yeah.
Well, Bonnie actually gets to drive it daily, so I only I only get to see it from time to time when I get home, or on weekends maybe if I get lucky. But it is, I mean, like she says, we went from LTZ Suburban to this, and she says it drives better than that.
So much better.
So
Yeah.
the only negative I have on it is every bad driver on earth is trying to find the thing to run into it, because I don't know what it is, but we've had so many people, almost hit it. It's you have to be a very defensive driver when you're driving a Bronco. I think that kind of comes with the territory.
You definitely do.
So.
I was telling my friends the other day, if I do take it to like a store or something like that, I'm one of those people that parks far out, so I stay away from the shopping carts. And I came home the other day and there was a shopping cart in my driveway, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you can't escape it. I think someone was going home from the grocery store and just deposited there. So I hear you. But so far you got in great shape, and you did take it to Katemsi Rocks and you off-roaded with Jordan.
Yes.
During Wheeling for a Cause. So how did that go? Yeah.
Yeah, we went on some of the easy trails, and I had been to Hidden Falls, which is another off-roading place in Texas, pretty close to the off-rodeo location. Katemsi is nothing like it. I was expecting, easy trails. These were straight up, we were rock crawling. I mean, a Bronco Raptor got stuck. So, I mean,
Wow.
Yeah,
It
was significant.
And that was my first time ever experiencing rock crawling. And so I had to get out of the Bronco a lot just so that I wouldn't make Steve nervous, because I could.
Yeah, 3 wheels was pretty scary.
And just months later, we have Bonnie doing the most technical obstacle at Texas Off Rodeo. So let's go to Texas Off Rodeo. Why did you choose Texas? And why now? Why did you wait to go? And tell us about what you thought about going to the other ones and how you ended up there.
Oh, man. Well, we live about 60 miles away from the Texas Off Rodeo event or location, so that was kind of a no-brainer. We were going to stay close, keep the price down a little bit, at least for that. But as far as I forgot what was the second part of the question.
What appealed about going right now?
Oh,
you wanted to wait
and why
till
did I go now?
Or
Yeah, I did. I waited until we got the Bronco, and I was going to reserve the time to go, and I just kind of kept putting it off. And the day I was actually finally said, "Hey, we're going to do this. We're going to go." I was got on the forums to see what was going on, and you had posted the thing about the takeover. So I was all right. Well, we have the dates. We're going to go, and we made it happen. So
that's awesome. So for those of you who are watching who don't know, we just did a takeover day at Texas Off Rodeo. That was on Saturday that we did, so not too long ago. And that was the first of our 5 takeover days.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, it's like 5 days ago.
I know it was recent.
Yeah.
We're already I'm in Michigan. Jordan's back home and away, and we've all dispersed. But we were glad to have that time together. And then we're gonna do more. We'll talk about the other ones. But we were so excited to have a day for members, and we had a couple waves of Bronco Nation members, and we had room for the sports too. And there was one set of sport drivers who came out with their heritage sport. So you'll see some of that in the pictures. But Bonnie and Steve, tell us about your experience. Tell us about the day. What was it like? Was you expected? Was it fun? Did you have a good time?
It was awesome. Amy was our guide, our tour guide, or I guess coach, teacher. She was amazing. She told us that she was going to be our biggest cheerleader, and she absolutely was. So she made us very comfortable and very at ease. I was a little leery after Katemsi, but getting out at Bronco Off Rodeo, it was much more comfortable. It was nice, and so. After having done the Texas two-step, I'm ready to go try Katemsi again now.
Yes. What about you, Steve? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, just the everything you learn that you thought you already knew, but you didn't really know was what kind of impressed me by, like I said, just everything that the whole event kind of, all the different things they put you through was very eye-opening to me.
Yeah, and so for people who haven't been to off-rodeo yet, you start out smaller. You learn, you go through an ORX course, and you learn some of the different features on the Bronco, talk about breakover angles, talk about the drivetrain, things like that. And then you start working your way through some of those obstacles there. Steve, did you drive any of the ORX course obstacles? I forget. You were in one of them, weren't you?
I was doing the left foot braking kind of training there. So, because being my daily driver's a manual transmission, my clutch foot is my left foot, so using it for brake was not really. It was counterintuitive, but I was by the end of the day I had it down pretty well. So
yeah, that's an awesome skill to have. And so then once you go through the ORX course, you end up going through a gentle trail drive. You just kind of start out, and they will take you through about an hour drive. And then as the day goes on after lunch in some of those areas, you end up doing some pretty intense obstacles. And that's where Steve and Bonnie just excelled at. I hopped in the passenger seat for Texas two-step. Bonnie, why don't you tell us what Texas two-step is and kind of the lay of the land on that one? And could you see where you were going when your nose is pointed in the sky and those kinds of things?
No, I mean, you had to have total faith in Amy in guiding us up that rock. And I didn't get out to go check to see, to see what we were going to climb, because I knew it wouldn't matter because I wouldn't be able to see it. I would just have to listen and pay attention to her. So I was a little nervous about not doing the right thing in driving up there. So I just decided I'm going to just have faith in Amy, and I'm just going to follow everything that she says and do what she wants me to do. And it was a lot of fun. So there's just two steps that you go up. And again, I was too excited afterward that I accomplished it, that I don't even think I grasped really what it looked like. I was asking Steve, I said, it's like what, a 60-degree, 70-degree, angle, and he's like, no, I think it's a little more than that. So, but it was lots of fun. I mean, it was exciting after I, got up and made it. So, and I didn't mess up the Bronco,
You did not.
Yeah, I just remember looking. Yeah, I just remember looking at the obstacle and thinking, there's no reason why we should be going up this thing, So, but they did. Every Bronco went up it like it was, just any other day.
And that was something else. So, not being a driver, an off-road driver, and Amy telling us over and over again that because she was like, because in that the beginning course where we learned. To learn the stuff there driving, and she kept saying, I'm going to say it, I'm going to repeat it, you're going to do it, and eventually you'll get the hang of it. And at the end of the day, she was like, did you get the hang of it? Did you feel it? Did you understand why you are supposed to do what you're doing? And again, at the time that I was doing it, I didn't understand, but then I realized that, yes, it was kind of all coming second nature, because when going up and not, feeling the wheels not grab, that if you turn the wheels slightly the direction that it's not grabbing, then it might grab a little better in that direction. So it was kind of fun to realize, wait a second, never having done this before, wow, Amy taught me something.
You made that Bronco purr. You did a great job, both of you guys. Well, I'm so glad that you guys had fun. And then you stayed for the meetup. So we had a meetup for everybody who was in the area or wanted to travel. It seemed like a lot of people came from Hidden Falls that day. And we're doing some off-roading. And then we had Alan in his Gen 1 Bronco. We had a half cab came to the off-rodeo meetup. And then we had a bunch of 6 gens. And I'm so glad that you guys stayed till the end. And hopefully it was a fun time for you guys. We had fun getting to see new members and see other builds. I saw some things that inspired me for my Bronco build. Did you guys walk away with anything special, or just you felt like you had the cream of the crop Bronco there, so you don't really need anything else? I'm not sure. You already got the winch and the snorkel and...
Well, that's the hard part, is because all the stuff I wanted to add when I had my original order, well, this Bronco already comes with all of it. So it's like, I thought I wanted 37s at one point in time, but I talked myself out of that after watching videos of, tie rod snapping and stuff, and Vaughn getting Junior explaining what's going on there. And especially now after doing what we did with those stock Broncos at... the off-rodeo, I don't really feel a need to do anything to it as far as that goes.
It is a great vehicle stock, whether you're Sasquatch, non-Sasquatch, whatever, because we did have the non-Sasquatch Broncos out there with us.
Yes.
So I have one last question for you guys. Texas is big on nicknames. Did you guys walk away with a nickname from Texas Off-Rodeo, or are we going to have to come up with one at another base camp or event? Did Amy give you something? I know she's calling you Bonnie and Clyde at one point.
Oh, yeah, probably
that's
so,
usually the case, yeah.
Yeah.
But from another Bronco Meetup we had down at South Padre Island, I kind of acquired a nickname. So
do you want to share that?
I'm known by the it's the Rio Grande Valley Bronco Group and South Texas Broncos. They know me as Cheeseburger now.
No, hamburger. Oh, yeah, that's cheeseburger. Oh, that's right, cheeseburger. Sorry.
Well,
because I don't like cheeseburgers.
We'll keep the cheese off it then at the next base camp. Thank you guys so much for coming in, telling us a little bit about your day there. We had so much fun with you. We cannot wait to see you guys at another event. And for those of you guys who are following the Traveling Lamp Tour, Steve's got it on the back and on his Bronco right now.
People pointed out in the chat.
Yeah. It is. Oh, did they? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't been following the chat this time. It is going to another stop in Texas, and then it will be on its way to Super Cell. So thank you guys for joining us. Cannot wait to see you. Like I said,
thank you all
at
so
another
much.
event.
Great seeing you.
We will see you
It's
online.
it's always good
Bye-bye.
to see our kids again.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye, y'all. Take care. Well, thank you so much to Bonnie and Steve. It is always wonderful having them on. They're such great members of the community. And we're super excited to have them as members of Bronco Nation. Speaking of events and the OR Texas Takeover, we have a few more takeovers coming up. We have New Hampshire at Off-Road New Hampshire on June 9th, and then we have Moab the first half of August, and then we're going to have Nevada later in the fall as well. So if you're looking to come and you couldn't get to this one, or you want to try another location, stay tuned, because those will all be available for you. Well, New Hampshire's available now, but the other ones will be available very soon. Again, we're excited to make some more news on that, so more of you can come in the near future as well. So super exciting. Great seeing those two and all the Bronco Nation members who came out. Transitioning on, where the lamp is going to be next, as Laura mentioned, is Bronco Super Celebration East in just about a month from now. That takes place in Townsend, Tennessee. We are super excited to bring Bronco Base Camp there for the very first time, and it is sold out, which is super cool. But if you didn't get a spot at Base Camp, that is totally okay, because we're going to be having some awesome programming for you guys for the very first time ever that we've never done. We're going to be having a live concert at... Is that at the grounds? I think it's on the field, on the show field. Sponsored by B&O, Bang & Olufsen, the company who provides the sound system for the Lux Package Broncos. And we will also be having free barbecue for you guys. If you're a Bronco Nation member and you want to come hang out with us at Supercell East, we're having a concert and free barbecue sponsored by B&O on Friday night, which will be super exciting. And we will also be bringing that to Moab Bronco Safari with Laura. Do you want to talk about Bronco Safari a little bit? And yes, guys, I am pixelated. Sorry, I'm not at home at my usual place, so Wi-Fi is a little shoddy. But Laura.
Yeah, of course. So Bronco Safari will be my first time attending. Jordan's been before with the Utah Bronco Club. And again, like we said last week, is just an excellent event from what we hear. Moab's iconic. The trails are probably going to be, there's going to be plenty to do if you want to do the more challenging trails. And then we also will have some off-rodeo guided trails at Bronco Base Camp. So we'll do a mix of participating with the Bronco Safari event, and then we'll also have some ones that we're running just for Bronco Nation as well. There is still some spots left to come join us at Bronco Base Camp. All the RVs filled up, but we do have a couple tent spots left. So, Jason, I think you've got an article that you can show what people can look to try and find online. So if you go to the news page on Bronco Nation, you look for the 3 Broncos, register now. There is a reserve campsite button about 3 paragraphs down, kind of underlined and in bold, and you can click that link and you will be taken right to where you can check out a spot for yourself in a tent. And if you do want to get on the wait list for the RVs, you can go ahead and sign up. Those are for our members. So make sure you're logged into your member account and you'll be directed. It'll redirect you right to where you need to go. So hopefully you guys can come out and make it. We have a lot of people who are staying in hotels or already have lodging or maybe live local. You guys are welcome to come by, do the concert, do the cookout with us too. We'd love to see you as well. So we'll keep you in the know. We've got an agenda coming shortly, and same thing with Supercell East too. We have an agenda being posted online very soon, and we're going to do Windrock as a Bronco Nation group, and we will do another trail drive. So save some space on your card for that, and we will do some fun stuff together at both of those events. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat, either on here on YouTube or over in the article, and we'll get those answered for you. And then we can move on to industry news. So I guess that's me. So I'll just keep talking. Wasn't sure, but there we go. We got a little break up there. So we have the Bronco coming to Europe, and while that doesn't affect the vast majority of you guys, they had announced that earlier, and then it came out recently, I think last week on the 15th, that it will be in the Outer Banks and the Badlands in 4-doors, the 2.7, the 10-speed, and I think dates and prices are still yet to be announced, but I was watching a video that Ford put out there with one of the Bronco designers, Paul Wraith, and it was looked like it'll be a fun vehicle for them to have over on the other side of the ocean. Another big piece of news is the order banks.
That we took a Bronco to Europe first.
What's that? Yes. Went to Iceland. And what a trip it was, and how we wish to go back very soon. So get your passports ready. Big news, order banks opening Monday. So all this news has been made available by dealers online so far. Ford will be communicating with customers. But on Monday, the 27th, at about 4 p.m., the order banks will be opening. And there are going to be some restrictions with this, of course. There, as you all who currently have an order in right now, is that there's been constraints and some pretty heavy ones too. So when the banks open, there will be some trims and some commodities that just will not be available. So you will not see the base, and you will not see the Everglades able to be ordered. The Badlands optional wheel has already been balanced out for everybody who already has an order right now, so that will not be available when the order banks open. And there will be no 7-speed manual transmission. So there will be obviously some choices you're going to have to make there if you're placing an order for the first time and deciding on what you need to do. We'll have a couple articles going up the rest of this week on some things just like hardtop versus soft, because there's some pretty heavy constraints on the hardtop. Only 36% of 4-door hardtops will be built, and then there's only going to be 10% of 2-doors being built. So obviously with the hardtop standard on that, it's going to be low. Heritage is able to be ordered, which comes standard with a hardtop. So if you're trying to make a call there, that might be something that you consider. But talk to your dealer. They are getting the allocations that they will have, and the recommendations on what constraints that they will be faced with. So if you have a dealer that you can have a conversation with, do that. If you do not have a dealer yet, make sure you spend the next couple of days getting in line, because many dealers are preloading the banks themselves. So, they can't place the orders yet, but they're building out a spreadsheet, keeping their files of what people want. So when Monday comes, they will be able to load them up. So we tried to get the news out there quickly as soon as it was available online, just so you guys are able to have a couple days to get to your dealer quickly. Because I don't think I said this yet, but they're only expected to be open for about 24 hours, maybe up to 48. So it's going to be a very short window. So talk to your dealer and get ready to move quickly on that. So head over to that article if you need some more specifics. Head to the forums. Ragnar Khan's got a thread that is linked in the bottom of their article, in the bottom of the article, that can help you with some questions. And then there's a couple of videos linked in there, one from Tom Ball Ford, and then I put in the link to Long MacArthur live stream, which happened last night. And I got about halfway through that, and then I ran out of time, so I'm not sure what the tail end said, but he'll give you some more information, Tim and Sarah, on tips on how to order a Bronco to be able to get it this year. So that's definitely a video you want to check out. Moving on from order bank news, last little tidbit is a Bronco Raptor giveaway. So I'm going to hand this over to London, and she can tell you a little bit more about something that you guys have already heard, but need to be reminded of because there is a date coming up soon. So take it away, London.
Yes, like Laura mentioned, there is a deadline coming up. So March 31st is the last day to enter for the Bronco sweepstakes. If you go to codeorangebronco.com, that is where you'll be able to enter this amazing giveaway. There's a bunch of different options there for whatever donation you want to do. And if you use the code BNEarlyBird, it will give you 50% extra entries. So if you spent 300, you would get 450 entries. Is that right? That's right, Laura?
I am not a numbers person. I'm a English major, but that sounds about right. You get 50%.
You did the math correct.
Yes, I think that's the right
math.
Not
450 extra ones, 450 total.
50 total. Yes.
Perfect.
So yeah, very exciting. If you want a chance, if you want a chance to win a Raptor, make sure you head over there. Let's see, you have like 9 days left. So go ahead, you'll want to go check that out.
Across the $50,000 threshold, which is super exciting. Also, before we go any further, I want to say a huge shout out to Town and Country, Mitch Watts over at Town and Country Ford in the Birmingham, Alabama area. He gave a super good and said, what a cool Everglades and even cooler t-shirt. Hope to see everyone super solid. Yes, Mitch, we cannot wait to see you there. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've seen you, so it'll be great to catch up. And then also, while you guys are in that area, go ahead and hit the like button at the bottom of the video. Because again, we got to get to 100 likes before we can leave. But London, somebody said, I thought it ends in December. The giveaway ends in December, but that gets you 50% more entries ends at the end of March. So the link and the code are linked in the description below. So you can head down there after the live stream ends and click it and go enter, and maybe a Bronco Nation member will win a Bronco Raptor.
And I'm seeing in the comments that they're wondering when the giveaway ends, and the giveaway does end in December, the ability to enter, but you just won't get the extra 50% free entries along with it. So you'll want to do it right now at the beginning, and then I think they actually hand out the Raptor in January of next year.
Yes, I apologize. The code expires on the 31st.
We don't get a cut. We don't get, like extra dollars because you guys entered this. We're just doing this because we enjoy working with them. So there's no giveaway or kickback for Bronco Nation. So we're not profiting on you guys. Don't you worry at all. Yeah. Next we have, let's see, merchandise. That's also London. London, talk to us about merch.
All right, so we do have some spring merchandise that will be coming up very soon. We are hoping that this was going to be within the first couple of weeks of April. We are waiting to get some final things, all figured out, but we do have a new Gear for Good shirt coming up soon. And I think we've talked about this a little bit in the past. We're really excited. It has 2 Broncos on it. It has a Gen 1 and a Gen 6, kind of, a comparison of the two. So that's really fun. And we are excited about that. And like we always say this, but as soon as we have some, some final things, we will be sharing them with you all, posting it in the forums, posting it on social media. And yeah, that is a merch update. We do have some new Roam items that just hit the store. So that is awesome. We have some of their new cases, and all of that stuff is up and live. So.
We can seeing our faces may or may not be a benefit, but you can hear us still. So that is hopefully the important part to you guys. Doesn't matter what we look like.
We'll probably just go ahead and cut this baby short. Probably what we're going to do, because the rest of the stuff we need to show pictures and stuff. So we can't show pictures. There's nothing to do.
This is correct.
So I think we're probably going to end it there. I don't even know if you guys can hear us or not, or London and Laura are just frozen on the screen. Not sure. Yes, they can hear us. Okay, well, you guys can hear us.
You guys are troopers.
People would like to see us, so you guys are troopers. Well, I think that is going to do it for us tonight. We apologize that we have to cut this one short. We wanted to show you guys some community members and show you some more pictures from of Broncos that people have submitted. So that's that. You guys can hear us, which is great, but audio isn't really going to help us with what we need to do next. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap it here. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. We will be back in 2 weeks. Not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday for another Bronco Nation live stream. And we hope that one works. And we'll show you guys the community images and update you there. If you haven't already and you'd like to come to Moab Bronco Safari, there's a few tents left there. So you can go and sign up for that. If you want to have your Bronco build features on Bronco Nation Live, our Instagram account, you can DM your photo or tag us over at Bronco Nation Live for a chance to be featured on that account as well. We thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Again, apologies about the technical difficulties. Stuff happens. Technical disaster. Yes, it is your time to shine. Thank you all so much. We will see you in 2 weeks. And you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you all soon.